It is a balmy 11 degrees out in DeForest, Wisconsin. We are in the indoor rink today, so everyone's a lot cooler than they were last night. However, Forest got about an inch of the white stuff overnight, maybe a little bit more, so travel in this morning has been a little bit on the rough side. We are approximately 10 minutes away from getting started today, so thank you everybody for joining us. Please like and subscribe to be able to help us be able to continue doing this. Teams have made their way out of the locker rooms, and now we're just waiting for the officials to join us on the ice and get the ice started. And then the warm-up period will begin, and we'll get this game going. Currently, your Roughriders are at the top of their division standings after one game being played. See how the standings end up once this game is done. Roughriders are going to be coming out in their black jerseys today with Iris Erickson in net. Still waiting on the officials, so we haven't switched over on video yet. We've got one official on the ice. All right, both teams are taking the ice, so we will switch over and start watching this warm-up period. Both teams are clearly looking wide and awake and alert with this 8 a.m. game. Both teams played outdoors yesterday, so I'm sure that they are looking forward to an indoor game where the ice is a little bit more predictable. Like we were mentioning earlier, we're coming to you from beautiful DeForest, Wisconsin today. It is about 9 degrees now outside with cloudy weather. They ended up with a couple inches of the white stuff falling overnight, so travel this morning was a little bit more interesting than it could have been. But everybody is here, and we are ready to get started today. Teams have about 1 minute left in their warm-up period. Iris is out there in net in her very sharp-looking black pads with a black catcher and blocker and her white, green, and black helmet. For the RiverDogs, they have two goalies dressed for today. One is wearing a set of black pads, the other's in white pads. Both have a mainly white catcher and blocker with all white helmets. Their jerseys are very, very appropriately Chicago themed, with a very nice baby blue base color to them. So we're going to have no white jerseys today. It's going to be all kinds of colors. 15 seconds remaining in the warm-up period. And then it'll be time to get playing some hockey. All right, that's it for the warm-up period. We're going to get the warm-up pucks in, have the officials check over the nets one more time, and then it'll be time to get started. This DeForest rink is still a little bit under construction, so you'll see some places that aren't quite finished yet. But indoors, it is a quite nice facility. Looks very bright and clean, well lit, and the ice looks very nice and fresh. Looking forward to an exciting game today. This is going to be our first of two broadcasts today. The second one will be at 9:25 tonight. So hopefully everyone will stay awake that late and is ready to have another beautiful outdoor game, though it may be quite chilly, as I believe we are due to be right around 0 during game time. Teams are making their way onto the ice. We've got Iris in net, Gavin Sebring and Jackson Baker starting on D, George Lanyo and Clara Domke being centered by Jackson Jerf. Both teams got their lineups out. Officials ready, let's get started. Face-off is initially controlled by the RiverDogs. Clara Domke putting on a very nice back check. Gets stuck in Gavin Sebring's feet a little bit. Off to George Lanyo, taking it out of the zone. George able to be strong going into the zone. Shot goes over the net. And around. Chicago first on it, but Jackson Baker's able to pump it back deeper into the zone. Clara Domke first on the forecheck, got rung around by Chicago. Gavin Sebring didn't pinch in. Now Clara's on the forecheck. Gavin Sebring with a steal. Jackson Baker passes it up to Jackson Jerk, gets it into the zone, but right onto a Chicago stick. Little trouble behind the net. And shot from George Lanyo and goal Roughriders. George gets the first goal of the day. It is now Roughriders 1, RiverDogs 0. Kettleson centering Elliott and Ellis. Pass up to Ellis on the wing. And offside as DJ's leg wasn't quite long enough to stay on the good side of the blue line. Face off 1. And Chicago has it. Pass across. And another offside. As things got tied up a little bit right on the blue line. Face off controlled back. DJ pumps it in a little bit deeper. Chicago able to get it out of the zone. Knocked off of a stick by Breck Johnson. Chicago able to get it a little bit deeper. DJ's got it. Passes it up to Ellis, who's got a little bit of a odd man chance, but stolen from him by a Chicago stick. Knocked off a stick by DJ, who ended up losing his stick in the process. And now DJ gets it again, pulls it into the zone. Shot outside of the net. Ellis first on it. And DJ with the one-timer in for a goal. DJ gets his first goal of the season on the one-timer from Ellis Palmer. It is now Roughriders 2, RiverDogs 0. Face off controlled by Chicago. Gavin Sebring collects it for the Roughriders. Passes it over to Maverick. Maverick up to Wyatt. Wyatt gets it into the zone. Only finds a Chicago stick, though. Pass out of the zone is blocked by Corbin Zek. Jackson Hunt pressuring on the forecheck causes a bad pass. Back up to Maverick Rasmussen. Shot blocked by Corbin. Back behind the net. Jackson Hunt has it. Puck still kind of stuck around the wing. Gavin Sebring with a good pinch to be able to keep it in. Pass across to Wyatt. Shot goes outside the net. Chicago puts it around the boards. Jackson Hunt first on it. Pass goes up to Gavin Sebring. Shot goes in, but deflected outside of the net. Pass back up to Maverick Rasmussen, but intercepted. Gavin Sebring over to collect the loose puck. Gavin showing great patience. Passes it up to Wyatt. Wyatt's got a couple of skaters right on him, but he's able to get it through. Play onside, pass into the middle, shot by Jackson Hunt, saved by the RiverDogs goalie. We are at 8 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the first period here. The jerk line back out along with Johnson and Baker on D. Face off one back to Baker. Baker passes it over to Breck. Breck with a shot. Comes in, save from the Chicago goalie. George Lanyo putting on some pressure. Jackson Jerk gets it, passes it back to the point. Point to point. And goal! Really nice passing play going from D to center to Lanyo on the side of the net for a tap in. It is now Roughriders 3, RiverDogs 0. The Kettleson, Palmer, and Elliott line back out there. Face off one to the Roughriders. Kettleson brings it in. Nice toe drag attempt, but knocked off of his stick. DJ passes it in, and another goal for the Roughriders. That one from DJ to Kettleson, I believe, is how it's going to get scored. But it is now Roughriders 4, RiverDogs 0. Face-off controlled by the Roughriders into the offensive zone. Jackson Hunt along the side. Has it behind the net, tries to pass it out front, but gets intercepted still behind the net, trying to pass it across again, but intercepted by the RiverDogs. Maverick with a pinch over and offside. Face-off is controlled by the RiverDogs. Intercepted by Wyatt at the top of the zone. Shot by Corbin, saved and covered for a face-off over to the glove side of the RiverDogs goalie. Face-off controlled by the Roughriders. D to D. Sebring with a shot off of the goalie's mask. Puck in the crease, but does not go in. Clara Domke gets it, brings it back up to Gavin Sebring. Issue at the point. But Gavin able to negate the trouble. Baker with the puck on a steal, tries to pass it up, but ends up finding only RiverDog sticks. Gavin Sebring on the puck first, looking for place to go. Pass goes across to a open end. Jackson Sherp going to be first on it, tries to get a shot. Gets deflected by the goalie behind the net. Puck loose. And onto the RiverDogs stick. Pass goes across. Stolen by George Lanio. George trying to pass it up to Liam Smith. Liam trying to pressure into the zone. Stops the pass. Kettleson in on a forecheck. DJ able to steal the puck, but then caught on the boards. Ellis takes it into the zone. Deflected pass. Liam Smith with the puck. Tries to get it into the middle, but it ends up back on the point. Shot goes across. Jack Kettleson with a shot off the post. Back up to the point. Pass goes across. Liam Smith's going to be first on it. Liam gets it deeper into the front of the net. Shot from Kettleson goes off of the net. Liam able to cover it. Ellis gets it down low. Pass across to Kettleson. Saved by the RiverDogs goalie. RiverDogs bringing it up. Roughriders in good position to be able to slow things down. DJ with the puck. Gets it up to Ellis Palmer. Ellis tries to get it over to Jack Kettleson. Jack finds it in the corner. Able to somewhat maintain control. Puck behind the net. DJ on the forecheck. DJ gets the steal. Puck's caught up in some feet. DJ gets it. Pops it over the net to Maverick Rasmussen. Puck now down back low. Back up and around. Onto Jackson Baker's, or Gavin Sebring's stick. Pass up to Jack Kettleson. Nice move around the line. Nice toe drag. And goal! Jack Kettleson with a couple of really nice toe drags. Gets himself some time and space. And we have another goal for your Roughriders. It is 5-0 with 4 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the first period here. Face-off won by the Roughriders. Back to Gavin Sebring. Gavin passes it over to Maverick Rasmussen. Maverick pops it just off the net, but touched by the goalie, so no icing there. Wyatt seals off the wing. Pass goes back up into a bunch of Roughrider sticks. Gavin Sebring with a shot that is snagged by the RiverDogs goalie. Face-off is won by Corbin Zeck to the wing. Wyatt pops it back out to Jackson Baker. Pass across to Liam Smith. Doesn't get clean wood on it. RiverDogs clear it out. Jackson Baker is going to be able to collect the puck because it wasn't going to go far enough for icing. Coming around the net. Pass goes up the wing, but onto a Chicago stick. Liam Smith has it again. Passes it up to Wyatt Monty. Wyatt's got a little bit trouble controlling it off of the boards. Puck comes over to the goalie, and it is covered by Iris for a face-off to the glove side of your Cedar Rapids goaltender. Face-off won by Cedar Rapids. Back behind the net, Maverick Rasmussen with it. Looking for a place to go. Skating it up with some speed. Overskates the puck a little bit, though. And Maverick able to recollect it and drop it into the RiverDogs zone. RiverDogs swing it around the boards. Player Domke on the forecheck, able to get control of it. Tries to get it to the middle, but there were some other sticks in the way. Breck with a pass over to George Lanio. George with a backhander off of the goalie, and Clara wasn't able to quite put it in. Puck comes out of the zone. Maverick Rasmussen's going to be able to be the first one on it. Maverick passes it up, gets just out of the zone. George Lanio with the steal. Pass those across. That ends up just behind all the Roughriders players. Jackson Jerp with the puck, tries a toe drag. Doesn't quite maintain control, though. Puck's back to Breck Johnson. Breck gets it across the red line and dumps it into the zone. George Lanyo on the forecheck. RiverDogs swing it around to an open wing. Jackson Jerp able to get the steal on it, though. RiverDogs swing it around again. Pass goes into the middle of the ice, where the George Lanyo is able to knock it off of a stick. Maverick Rasmussen able to get the puck, tries to sashay his way through a few skaters, but no dice there. DJ Elliott gets it out of the zone, and now it's stuck on the boards. And we're going to get our first penalty of the day. RiverDogs have the puck, though. And we have a loose puck in the crease. And now we have a touch, and the Roughriders are going to be going on to their first penalty kill of the day. Looks like Jack Kettleson is going in for interference. Roughriders going on to the penalty kill. DJ in for the faceoff. Puck one back to the defensive zone, rung around the boards to Gavin Sebring. Able to keep control, skate into some open ice, and find some time and space for himself. Couple of nice little head fakes, shot off of the goalie's mask into the corner. Roughriders getting a chance to get back into good area. DJ comes in trying to make a steal. Blocked by Gavin Sebring to Jackson Baker. Jackson Baker with the puck. Has some time and space. Gets it into the zone. Ellis Palmer with the steal in the slot. Puck comes up to the top of the zone. Liam Smith with a shot, blocked in front. Ellis Palmer on the forecheck. DJ is going to come in and steal the puck. Pops it off of the boards, up to Ellis Palmer. But we've got it touched with a high stick. So face-off coming down into the Roughriders defensive zone. .21 seconds remaining in the penalty. 56 seconds remaining in the first period. Face-off is controlled by the Roughriders. Liam Smith with the puck gets it up to Jackson Hunt, who gets his feet twisted and ends up losing it in the neutral zone. Puck attempt to be passed up, but ended up off of the official. Puck up to Jackson Hunt, able to knock it around a couple Chicago players. Roughriders back to full strength. Maverick able to use a stick to be able to get the puck away from a RiverDogs player. Pass up off of Wyatt Monte's skates. No icing here. RiverDogs behind the net. Wyatt Monte was on the forecheck. Now it's Corbin Sack. Puts it into the middle of the ice, but misses the Roughriders stick. Wyatt Monte with the puck. Passes it up. Corbin tries a one-timer, but doesn't end up connecting, and no goal. Happened just after time ran out. So we are in our first intermission. Everybody's at full strength. It is Roughriders 5, RiverDogs 0. Very good first period for your Roughriders. The passing was on point. There was a lot of great movement, shots on net. Not a lot to complain about in that first period. Got to keep up the energy, though, in the second and third. Otherwise, this is a game that could very easily get away from them. Intermission time is not up on the clock, so it's a little bit of guessing as to when we're going to be ready. Officials are definitely giving the teams plenty of time between periods. Officials definitely giving a long time for the next intermission. This is feeling very, very long. Up there is the buzzer, and teams are going to be switching sides, getting ready for the second period here. The jerk line is going to be out to start, along with Johnson and Sebring on D. Officials ready for the second period to begin, and here we go. Face-off control by the Roughriders. Jackson Jerk gets it up, but off of Clara Domke's skate, up to Gavin Sebring. Gavin Sebring over to Breck Johnson. Breck looking for somewhere to go, passes it to Jackson Jerk in the middle of the ice. Passes it across, but ends up only finding a RiverDog stick. Breck with the pinch, keeps control of it, up to George Lanyo. Passes it across, puck still loose, and covered by the goalie. If there is one area that you can be a little bit sad about so far, it is the pucks that have been in the crease that the Roughriders have not ended up putting into the net. So that's an area that would be good to see cleaned up in the second period here. Kettleson line out, face off one over to DJ Elliott off of Gavin Sebring's stick, out of the zone though. Pass across to Gavin Sebring. Pass up to Jack Kettleson. Jack gets it into the zone, finds a little bit of space, passes it over to DJ Elliott, tries to get a one-timer in, but no dice there. Up, puck rolled off of DJ's stick. Now he's on the forecheck. Jack Kettleson able to steal it. Shot comes in and snagged by the RiverDogs goalie. Full line changes coming in. Zach line is out there. Face-off controlled by the RiverDogs, but Corbin is able to win the race to the boards. Pass goes up to Jackson Baker. Tries to get it towards the net, but a little bit off target. Pass up from Jackson Hunt, finds a RiverDog stick. Now onto Maverick Rasmussen's stick. Maverick passes it up and off of Corbin Zech's stick. Jackson Hunt able to win the race to it. Shot is off the side of the net, up to Jackson Baker. Baker tries to get it in deeper, but is not able to. And we're going to have a check from Maverick Rasmussen. Roughriders are going on their second penalty kill of the day. Clara's going to be taking this face off. It is controlled by her. Gets it out of the zone to a breakaway for George Lanyo. George with the puck. Backhand move saved by the goalie. Really nice save. Clara Domke is able to seal it, though. Tries a backhand herself. Doesn't quite find the net, though. Puck goes back out in front. RiverDogs able to collect it. Gavin Sebring gets the puck, though. Passes over to Liam Smith. Liam Smith gets it over to Clara Domke. Clara gets it towards the zone, but deflected off of a RiverDogs stick. It's through the bench area and out of play. Jerf and Palmer out on the penalty kill. Jackson Jerf wins the faceoff, but they're not able to get it deep. Jackson Jerf able to try to steal the puck. Comes right back to him. Ellis Palmer right there as well. But puck ends up back on Breck Johnson's stick. Passes it back around. Softly into the zone. No icing here. Jackson Jerf onto the forecheck. Ellis Palmer tried to snag it, but no luck there. Breck Johnson does snag it, and we have an offside. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty to Maverick. Kettleson and Elliott out with Baker and Johnson on the penalty kill. Face off won by Jack Kettleson, gets it into the zone. Mishandles it. DJ pumps it deep to Jack. Tries to pass it back out front. Goes to Baker, but off of the goalie. Jack Kettleson gets it to it first. Able to maintain control of it. A little bit of a soft pass out front. Doesn't get to DJ. Breck Johnson with the puck. Gets it around the side. Trying to find some time and space for it. Puck up to Gavin Sebring. Shot snagged by the goalie. Rough Riders back to full strength here. 8 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the second period here. Your Rough Riders are leading 5-0. Zekline is out. Face off controlled by the RiverDogs back. Wyamonte able to steal it. Puck came into the front of the net, but Jackson Hunt wasn't able to get his stick on it. Gavin Sebring does get his stick on it and keep it into the zone. Puck loose at people's feet, flung out of the zone. And if it goes far enough, it's going to be an icing, and it is. Come back down to the other side. Face off in the referee's feet. 1 to the Rough Riders blue line. Liam Smith tries a big shot from the side, and it goes to Corbin Zeck, who flings it over to Wyatt Monty for a Rough Riders goal. And we have a changing goalie for the RiverDogs. 7 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the second period here. Jerf line is out. Face off control by the Rough Riders. Clara trying to skate it in. Gets it into the zone. Gets some time and space along the wing. Shot goes over the net. Up to a RiverDogs stick. Jackson Baker able to steal it. Passes it around the boards. Only finds a RiverDog stick, but their pass only finds a Rough Rider stick. Breck Johnson has it below the goal line, but lost it. Pass comes back up to Clara Domke. Clara with an attempted shot. Jackson Jerf finds it. Shot and goal. Face-off controlled by the RiverDogs. DJ putting on some light pressure off of the official, though. DJ gets it into the zone, skates to some time and space. Backhand goes a little bit high and across to Jack Kettleson. Jack back up to Maverick. Off of his stick, though. And now on to Liam's stick. Jack Kettleson gets it into the zone. Pass across to Ellis Palmer. Ellis with a shot goes wide. Maverick Rasmussen first on it. Dumps it back down into the zone. Puck comes out to Maverick. Maverick gets it in deep. And kept into the zone. Liam Smith with it. Couple of nice moves. Tries to get it into the zone. And we've got a stoppage. As goalie ended up having it. Zek line out. Face off won by the Roughriders, but they were not the first ones onto it. RiverDogs dump it into the zone. Gavin Sebring working on being the first one to the puck. Gavin with it tries to bring it up to Jackson Hunt, but doesn't make it all the way there. Borecki is able to get it to Jackson Hunt. Goalie's going to be able to come out. Wyamonte snags it out of the air, though. Gets it a little bit deeper into the zone. RiverDogs try to ring it around the zone. Corbin Zek coming in on the forecheck, able to get the steal and get it back deeper into the zone. Gavin Sebring reads the puck well. Couple of nice moves. Shot goes off of the goalie behind the net. RiverDogs try to get it off further. Onto Corbin Zek's stick. Pass attempt in front. Another good one-timer attempt from behind the net, but doesn't quite connect. Puck out of the zone. Breck Johnson going to be first on it. Over to Gavin Sebring. Pass up to Jackson Hunt. Misses, and we've got an icing. Face-off controlled by Cedar Rapids. Maverick Rasmussen's got the puck, but ends up losing it a little bit and knocks it into some space in front of him. Shot goes wide. George Lanyo able to recollect it, though. Tries a move through, but it ends up not quite staying on his stick. George with a nifty-looking shot went across the crease. Didn't find any Roughriders sticks, though. Puck dumped into the Roughriders defensive zone. Maverick first on it. Pass around the boards. George Lanyo off of his feet. Roughriders able to get onto it first. Maverick continues going. Tries to backhand across, but doesn't quite hit Clara in the sweet spot. Puck back out of the zone. Shot deflected by Jackson Baker. Able to get it behind the net. Back over to Maverick. Maverick gets it almost up to George, but ends up tripping over a stick. Jack Kettleson with the puck. Pass up to Clara, right on her stick. Clara gets it into the zone. Shot comes in off of the goalie's blocker. Jack Kettleson able to regain control. Puck still loose. RiverDogs on it. Good outlet pass. Ellis Palmer playing a very nice looking back check. Jack Kettleson skates into himself into a little bit of trouble. And now DJ's got it, coming into the zone with some speed. Shot goes over the net, though. DJ gets it back behind the net, tries a backhand, and no goal. Puck may have been loose, but official lost sight of it, so no goal there. Face off back to Liam. Shot comes in off of Jack Kettleson's stick wide. Jack maintains control. DJ tries another one-timer. Ends up getting a whole lot of air. RiverDogs coming in, knocked off of his stick. Jack Kettleson able to clean up the mess in front of the net. DJ able to recollect it and start the rush. 3-on-1, nice move. And misses the net. Up to Gavin Sebring. Shot goes in. And there's a goal. Looks like DJ gets his second of the game. Two minutes remaining, more or less, in the second period. Face-off is controlled by the RiverDogs. Off of some feet, though. Corbin Zek's able to get it into the zone. Tries to pass it across, but knocked off of some sticks. RiverDogs able to get it out from behind their nets. Start off a rush. Pass across, misses everybody, goes down deep into the corner. Brett Johnson's going to get there first. Pass up to Wyatt Monty. Wyatt tries to get it up to Corbin Zek, but Corbin is going to be second to this puck. Puck flipped up a little bit. Jackson Hunt tried to get it into the middle, but it didn't quite get there. And got a RiverDogs player able to sneak into the zone, but a shot came in that Iris was able to save. Maverick Rasmussen with the puck. Knocked off of his stick into the front of the net, but Maverick's able to fix his issue. We're going to have another icing. 43.6 seconds remaining in the second period here. Face-off controlled by Cedar Rapids. Off of the window to Jackson Jerv. Jackson gets it out of the zone. Clara Domke on the forecheck. Rung behind the boards. Liam tries to get it into the middle for a one-timer, but doesn't quite connect. Jackson Baker dumps it in deep. Jackson Jerv gonna be second one to it. Puck knocked out of the zone. Jackson Baker first on it. Couple of forecheckers. Able to get it out of the zone, though. George Lanyo with the steal. And puck back into the zone. Shot comes in and out of time. That is the end of your second period. We are now in the second intermission. Very solid looking game for the Roughriders. Still going to need to work on being able to clean up some of those loose pucks around the net. But overall, very, very good period from your Roughriders. Score is currently Roughriders 8 and the RiverDogs 0. About 10 seconds remaining in the second intermission here, and then we'll get into some third period hockey. I'm going to anticipate that we're going to be at a running clock. Kettleson line is going to be starting for your Rough Riders in this third period here. Face-off controlled by the RiverDogs back into their defensive zone. RiverDogs dump it in deep behind the net. Liam Smith with the puck, bounces it over to Maverick Rasmussen. Maverick clears it up and out of the zone. RiverDogs get it back into the zone. Off the back of the net, Jack Kettleson able to collect it up to Ellis Palmer. Back to Maverick on D. Tries a pass up to DJ, but only finds a RiverDog stick. Pass a little bit bouncy over to Jack Kettleson. Pass up to the point. Shot comes in. DJ tips it the wrong direction. DJ's able to recollect it. Mishandles it a little bit. Kick save from the goalie into the corner. And loose puck. But covered by the goalie. Referee lost sight of it. As expected, we do have some running time here in this period. Face off controlled back by the Rough Riders. Back to the point. Breck with some nifty moves. Shot and goal. Face off controlled by Cedar Rapids. Pass up to Wyatt Monty. Dumped back down below the goal line. Jackson Hunt has the puck. Skating it around. Tries to have a shot, but saved by the goalie. Corbin in a battle with it. RiverDogs player beside the wall. Breck Johnson able to get a steal. Knocked off of his stick to Gavin Sebring. Shot goes a little bit wild. RiverDogs trying to get it out of the zone. Dump it in deep, and it looks like we're going to play it. Gavin behind the net. Looking for Wyatt Monty. Puck gets past him, though. Corbin Zek's going to be first one in for the Rough Riders. Goalie plays it, though. Gavin Sebring had a little bit of issue. Loose puck to Jackson Hunt. Passes it back to Breck Johnson. Over to Gavin Sebring. Shot goes all the way through for a goal. Goal on the delayed penalty. Your Rough Riders have a very crooked number. And coach is now giving some instructions to make sure that we don't play like jerks. Face-off is controlled by by the RiverDogs. Back to Maverick Rasmussen. Maverick dumps it into the zone for an icing. Ensuing face-off controlled by the RiverDogs. Shot blocked and cleared all the way down for another icing.
Okay.
7 minutes remaining in this third period here. Face-off is controlled by Cedar Rapids behind the net to Maverick. Maverick looking for someone to pass to, tries to get it to Clara, but it ends up not hitting her stick. RiverDogs get it back into the zone. Maverick gets it, passes it up to Jackson Jerv, up to Clara. Clara trying to protect the puck, but ends up losing the battle a little bit there. Pass off of George Lanyo's stick deeper into the zone. Pass ends up hitting George Lanyo as he's on the ice, but they're able to get it around Jack Kettleson. Puck now to Liam Smith. We are still offside. George able to bring it around, tries to pass it across to Jack Kettleson, but ends up hitting a body in the way. Gavin Sebring going to recollect on the Roughriders defensive side of the ice. Pass goes up to Liam Smith, up to Jack Kettleson, but off of his stick, and he's then able to recollect it. Up to DJ. DJ gets it up to Ellis, and then we have a penalty. Roughriders going on the power play. 5 minutes remaining in this game. Zach, Hunt, and Monty out there, along with Sebring and Smith. Error in the face-off because there were too many blue players out there. Face-off is back to the Roughriders blue line. Pass down to, well, now then passed across. Roughriders ring it around the back. Hunt with the puck, stolen off of his stick. RiverDogs have it, trying to break into the Roughrider zone. Off of Corbin's feet. Corbin's able to collect the puck below the goal line. Passes it back to Gavin Sebring. Gavin Sebring back up to Corbin Zach. Corbin up to Wyatt. Off of his stick. And he's able to then recollect it. Hunt in on the forecheck. RiverDogs poke it around to Liam Smith. Liam gets it, tries to then dump it in deeper. RiverDogs on it. Liam Smith with a battle by the net, passes it over to Corbin Zach. Corbin brings it behind the net, ends up running into his own player. RiverDogs steal the puck. Puck's kind of stuck along the glass here. Comes to Jackson Hunt. Able to stay strong. Pass goes across to Wyamonte, but in his feet. Liam Smith dumps it down further. RiverDogs trying to swing it out. Gets knocked out to the point. Brett Johnson has the puck with a RiverDog right behind him. Passes it up to Liam Smith. Liam missed it though. Then Wyatt was able to get it off of some feet to Corbin Zek behind the net. Knocks it over to Wyatt Monty. Gets cleared out front. Passes it back to Maverick, and that is an offside. Two and a half minutes remaining in the game here. Face-off coming at center ice due to where the pass came from. Puck dropped and controlled by Cedar Rapids. Back to Breck Johnson. Over to Maverick. Maverick passes it up to George Lanyo. George holds it, and it pops into the zone for an offside. 2 minutes remaining in this game. Face off controlled by the RiverDogs. Blair Domke on the forward check. Taken over by Jackson Jerp. And we've got a delayed penalty here. Clara Domke just skating away with it. Backhand ends up going 5-hole, and it is now a very crooked number. 1 minute or so remaining. Face-off controlled by the RiverDogs, stolen by Ellis Palmer. Knocked back into the zone. Controlled by Cedar Rapids. Off of Kettleson's stick. Back to the RiverDogs. DJ able to steal it. Ellis then able to steal it again. And that is time. This is their final for today. That was a game. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back at 9:25 tonight. Looking forward to another exciting game of hockey. Thank you all for joining us. Please remember to like and subscribe.